WBRC Fox 6 News reporter Josh Gauntt is outside Baton Rouge tonight. One of the areas hit the hardest by this flooding. Josh, what can you tell us about what's been happening in that area?
Yeah, hey there, Janet. We are in Prairieville, which is just outside of Baton Rouge. We are on Alligator Bayou Road. Now, all of this water flowing from the Manchuck Bayou, believe it or not, it's supposed to be flowing in the opposite direction. This goes to show that there's a lot of water that has fallen in this area. All afternoon, Louisiana National Guard Chinooks dropped off sandbags to try and stop the flow of water. They're placing the sandbags along Alligator Bayou Road, and it seems to be working. State Representative Tony Bacala out Wednesday surveying the damage.
The water flowing across here affects a large population of people who are miles away, and it's, you know, people call. I just want to be able to give them a first-hand account. This is what it looks like now. Nearby residents are on pins and needles, hoping the water recedes soon.
Yes, and not knowing what's going to happen and if we're going to get more rainfall and, you know, things like that. So this never happened before, so there's a lot of unknowns.
They're just trying to dam it off somewhat to lessen the pain that the people on Ridge Road and below.
This is the second day in a row National Guard troops have been sandbagging this area.
This is part one. Part two is the aftermath, when you have to pick up the parts of your life. And certainly that's going to be the long, drawn-out process once this finite period of tragedy passes.
You can probably hear those helicopters right now still dropping those sandbags in this area. Now the good news, the water is starting to recede. Earlier on it was up to my kneecaps. Now it's down below, just below my feet though. But this water does have to go somewhere, so now the focus shifts downstream for those residents who live just a few miles south of this area.
WBRC Fox 6 News reporter Josh Gauntt is in the Baton Rouge area right now. Josh, you're seeing firsthand all of that damage.
Yeah, hey there, Janet. This is what a number of streets here in Baton Rouge look like. A lot of people's belongings were flooded out, so they had to line the streets with all of this stuff. Over 40,000 homes damaged. We spoke to one homeowner in this community who lost everything, but he is not giving up hope.
It's hard.
Dwayne Maple can't help but get emotional after losing almost everything in his home.
Pretty much lost everything. Got started over.
That's the story for a lot of people in Maple's Baton Rouge subdivision. Almost every street lined with belongings. Contractors like David Richardson are here to help.
We removed insulation, took all the furniture and the belongings to the street, and we're doing a gut phase right now to help these people out.
Richardson and his team are removing drywall and making sure every ounce of water is out of these homes. You want to make sure your home is dry before moving things back in.
You were telling me that dealing with moisture is kind of one of the biggest issues here.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing. It's been 24 hours since we finished, so we're getting another layer of moisture out of this house. We're sweeping, trying to get the air conditioning running, and that's the great thing about it. We have AC running to dehumidify the air to get it dry. So I've seen a lot of progress, but it needs about 2 more weeks.
Back inside Maple's home, the family was able to save these pictures, memories not washed away. Like many people in Baton Rouge, Maple says he's not going to let this flood wash away his hope.
Oh, it's hard. It's going to be hard for a few months. But I know the Lord going to pull me through it.
You can't help but feel for some of the people here. Some of these folks don't have insurance, so that just makes it even worse. But as you heard Dwayne said, though, he's going to rely on his faith to get him through.
We're calling this Noah's flood. This is a flood of biblical proportions.
Those who live along the Amite River just southeast of Baton Rouge are just now coming back into their homes after the historic flood.
Welcome to hell, is all I can say.
Pokey and Jackie DeLottery's riverfront home was pushed off its foundation 8 inches. Inside, you can see the devastation, their home in ruins. To give you an idea of just how much water came rushing into this home, we're talking about 7 feet. You can see the water line right here. The family telling me they've been through a number of floods, but they say this one is definitely the worst.
I cannot come back to live with this. It's unsafe. I have pillars underneath my house which are broken.
The DeLotteries filed a FEMA claim earlier this week.
We called FEMA. We made our flood claim on Saturday when we had to escape with the clothes on our backs. And we call them again today because we haven't heard from anybody, only to find out they lost our claim. I have money maybe for a week more. Am I going to come back to this to live? Where is our financial help?
It wouldn't be for flood insurance, which I'm probably going to have to fight. We wouldn't have any help.
This is some of the worst damage we've seen. As you heard the family say, they have been pleading for help all week. They just want someone to show up and lend them a helping hand. We're in Baton Rouge. I'm Josh Gauntt for WBRC Fox 6 News on your side. This is what the situation still looks like in certain parts of Ascension Parish. You can see water still in people's front yards. It's almost coming up to my hips, and the folks who live here, they cannot wait for this water to drop.
We've never seen anything like this before in our life.
That's Brandy Stafford's home in the back with floodwaters still in the front just off Highway 22. Earlier this week, water from the New River and Diversion Canal rushed into her yard and nearly swallowed her mom's home. Her family lives all around her.
By the grace of God, I don't know how it didn't get in my house, but I'm so thankful that it didn't, because now I can take care of my family.
Down the road in Maurepas along the Amy River, water is still covering a few streets and still standing high in a few front yards. We're told the river is receding though. Back at Brandy's home, she's still waiting for the water to drop so she can start bringing family in after this historic flood.
As much as our community is pulling together and it's the most wonderful community you could ever live in, the fear is still in people. People are very scared. They're scared about their livelihood, supplies. If anyone can give to this community, if you know a family in need, a family that needs anything from Q-tips to Band-Aids to hot meal, we just encourage everyone to get involved, because never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be in this position, and it makes me want to be a better person. It makes me want to help anybody who needs help.
In Ascension Parish, I'm Josh Gauntt, WBRC Fox 6 News on your side. At the church in Santa Monica,
on this side,
neighbors are helping neighbors build up their strength. Like a lot of places, this particular church has been busy all morning serving meals to the community. So far, they've served nearly 15,000 meals. That's about 2,000 pounds of food.
you never see anything happen in Louisiana that it didn't a fellowship.
Pastor Mark Sturmer and volunteers working overtime to help those in need.
Did they need the food? Yeah, but did they need the love and the drive-through and see a smiley face? That's what they need. They need hope.
Some of the volunteers are from New Orleans.
I've been through it with Katrina down in New Orleans. I lost, I had water in my house, and the help that we had from people in Baton Rouge and in this area, it's time to pay back what they did for us.
Over at Life Point Church in Prairieville,
Our church flooded too.
Anita Duvall is picking up the essentials. Her home received over 5 feet of water. She's more than thankful for the support.
Right now we're homeless. We're staying, there's 7 of us right now cramped in one trailer. And if it weren't for our faith in God and our church family surrounding us and all these good churches helping us out, then we wouldn't be getting through this very well.
Like the saying goes, giving is not just about making a donation, it's about making a difference. And that's what Pastor Donovan Hill's mission is for his community.
They tell us about their situation. You'll see people just drop their head, hold hands, and just say some prayers. And that's been very comforting to people. They've leaned hard on their faith. A lot of faith has come back to life through some of this.
In Ascension Parish, Louisiana, I'm Josh Gauntt for WBRC Fox 6 News on your side.